terug by 'n goed vol ontbytprogram Expresso hier op SABC3. So wat doen jy as jou kar weggetou is, Graham?
I don't know, in Cape Town they're pretty draconian about those sorts of things. You don't kick up a fuss.
Nee, ek dink jy moet nie eens ry nie, jy moet leer om fiets te ry.
Ja, exactly.
Dis presies wat nie presies wat Ronaldo gedoen het nie. Sy Lamborghini het gaan staan, toe tou hulle sy kar weg, toe sy daar op die kant van die pad. En hy kon niks doen nie.
Happens to Ronaldo.
Presies. So ek dink hy moet leer fietsry soos ons gas vandag.
Well, this is it. If you're in Cape Town over this weekend, you better get on a bike. Claire Craft joins us. I think the best thing about the Cape Argus is all of the stories that get attached to it, over and above all of the celebrities and the causes. We find out these brilliant backstories of people like Claire who have taken part 20 times in the Cape Argus Cycle Tour. It is, and that's 20 times officially. Claire, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. What does it take to get 20 races under the belt? What keeps you coming back for more?
Well, I don't know. I just enjoy sport. It's not just cycling. I ski and I used to be a rock climber. And I think it's really the people that I do it with. I do it with a group called the Cyclists.
Yeah, the Cyclists, like small
support the Recyclers this weekend.
Be more delightful. You don't know what they do, what they did. They're mostly retired. There are one or two that are still younger and not retired. And we go off twice a week and we cycle together. And then we have a nice sort of social breakfast. So it's no big deal for me to get up early like this morning. And I'll certainly be getting up early on Sunday. But I'm very lucky because they're giving me a very nice start time.
What is
which
your
is
start?
7:34.
Yeah, I think you've earned the right now.
Yes, yes.
Why? 7:34.
Now, I'm going to be very rude now.
I mean, why is the number?
Why? Yes.
Why? Yeah.
When you hoekom nie? Why?
Yeah.
I'm going to be very rude now, and I have to highlight the fact, because it is amazing to me, that you are 82 years old. How do you keep physically fit to be able to keep coming back for more? How have you maintained the fitness for 20 races?
Well, I just enjoy sport, I don't. Occasionally, I go to the gym and do cycling inside, but I much prefer to be outside. And years ago, my husband and I, we were climbers, and we climbed in the Himalayas and then all over the big mountains in Europe and in Africa. I've climbed all the big mountains.
So this is a small feat. It really
well,
is.
So this is, yeah.
Graham, ek moet sê, dis 'n vrou, ek wil Claire
I think
wees,
this is where you hit it, actually. I think you've laid the
wees as
foundation.
ek eendag groot is.
Any advice? I think there are a lot of people approaching it for the first time, a little bit nervous. How do you generally go through the process?
Okay, well, the first few minutes, don't go too fast. You've just got to get into your stride. It's a great send-off they give you, but it's a great mistake. Just leap out, and by the time you got to Edinburgh Drive, you'll be tired. But and then get settled into it. But I'm afraid it's going to be quite a hot day. I'm not very good on the heat. But
well, we'll be behind you 100%. Thank you so much for joining us.
En iemand wie se verjaarsdag dit is vandag en sy's op die voorblad van die Cape Argus en sy gaan ook Sondag daar wees. So 'n paar weke terug het ek saam met haar fiets gery. Is ons eie Weskaap primêr Hellen Zille. Baie geluk met jou verjaarsdag.
Very happy birthday, Premier. How has your day been so far? How are you feeling ahead of the big weekend?
Bye, donkey. I'm feeling great. It's wonderful to hear Claire. I've just listened to Claire and I'm really inspired by her. I have the same starting time, even though I haven't done 20 Augusts. But maybe it's because it's my first, and it's my first 61 years of age, so they probably gave me the privilege of starting off with Claire. But I'm delighted to be able to do that, and I really learned that lesson from her. I'll go slowly up Nelson Mandela Boulevard so that I'm not dead by the time we get to Edinburgh.
Now, I think the city of Cape Town can really thank you for immersing us in the process of getting ready for the race. You really have helped us get a sense of the experience of the Cape Argus so far. You've almost been an official spokesperson. How are you feeling now, though, that the race is right around the corner? Are you starting to focus on the races? Are the nerves starting to kick in?
I am very nervous, I have to admit that. I am very, very nervous, and I rarely get nervous at all. If I have to use my head, or my heart, or my mouth, I'm fine. But I've never had to rely on my legs before. This is a first for me, and my legs have never been my strongest point, I can assure you.
Now, Premier, I've seen you on a bike a couple of weeks back. We went with the Cycle Lab team, and I saw you cycling. We went to Woodbridge Island. You are phenomenal. What was it like getting on that bike for the first time and learning to cycle and get ready for this race?
Well, I used to cycle as a little girl, but literally with a bike that had back brakes, if you recall those kinds of bikes, and no gears and those fat, tacky tires. So I had to learn to use gears for the very first time in my life, which was great fun, and I made many mistakes at the beginning and came a cropper a number of times, but it was great fun to learn. I've also learned to turn without getting off the bike. I haven't learned to use cleats yet. I'm going to try to do that by the next August.
Yes,
but it's been really fun. I've got muscles in places that I really didn't know they existed because they were aching so much. But it's good to get to know my body a bit.
I think Liesl can really relate, but we wish you all the best of luck tomorrow, or on Sunday rather, and have a wonderful birthday weekend. It's great that it's all tying together, but we're going to be behind you 100% and hopefully following you along the route, but all the best of luck.
En geniet jou
Thanks
verjaarsdag.
so very, very much. It's wonderful to be in a group with someone as experienced as Claire, and I'm going to certainly take my cue from her.
Thank you,
Now,
Premier.
from one phenomenal person to another, we are meeting Raymond Ackerman to see what fantastic work he does with the community.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.